Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of our Newcastle podcast. Today we will talk about Batman and DC FanDome. Hey Zé, welcome to this episode.
How are you doing, Big Paul?
I'm good, and you, man?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing well, man.
So say hello to the guys.
Hey guys, another podcast today. We are going to talk about great things. See you after. Como é que era mesmo?
Vemos vocês depois da nossa vinheta. So Zé, today we will talk about DC FanDome. First of all, are you a fan of DC or Marvel?
I'm not a big fan of DC. I'm actually a big fan of Batman. I think Batman is a great superhero. I love Batman because he's a different kind of superhero. He doesn't have superpowers, you know.
Yeah.
There are some characters, there are some superheroes from Marvel that have I think they have too much power, you know.
Yes, they're so powerful.
And I like the Batman universe, but I like the Batman universe when it's not the same one with Superman. Like the one from Superman vs. Batman, I don't like at all.
Yeah.
And you?
Oh, man, actually, I'm a fan of Batman. Na real, eu sou bem fã do Batman, cara. Eu gosto bastante também dessa ideia de um super-herói que não tem superpoderes. Na real, ele cria, né, os seus poderes através da tecnologia, através do seu... O poder dele é o dinheiro, né? O poder do Batman é o dinheiro. Qual que é seu poder? Eu sou rico.
Yeah, very good.
Mas eu gosto bastante do Batman, do universo em si, os vilões, os aliados ali do Batman. É um personagem, assim, que me atrai bastante. Porém, eu tenho que ser sincero, eu sou um pouco mais fã da Marvel. Não sou tão chegado no Batman, mas eu acho muito interessante.
Pra mim, a Marvel tem uma seleção de personagens muito melhor, de super-heróis. Mas o meu favorito de todos, somando DC e Marvel, é o Batman. Porque eu acho que o Batman, naquele universo do Cavaleiro das Trevas mais sombrio, mais realista, não tem igual. Não tem igual, é o melhor.
Incredible.
It's the best superhero movie, in my opinion. But, DC, has a lot of fans. I don't think they have as much fans as Marvel. Obviously, Marvel became super popular in the last 20 years. I think since the Spider-Man from 2001, Marvel is just climbing. It's interesting because in the 80s and in the 90s, it was everything DC.
Yes.
Like the most famous superhero movie from the 80s was Superman. The most famous superhero movie from the 90s was Batman. Like the old version of Batman from Tim Burton.
Marvel was more famous with the comics. Era mais famosa com os quadrinhos.
Yes.
A galera curtia mais assistir os filmes da DC e ler os quadrinhos da Marvel.
Isso. No universo cinematográfico, a Marvel não deu certo nos anos 80, 90. Antes dos anos 2000. Antes do Spider-Man, do Tobey Maguire. Sim. Que é de 1999, final dos anos...
Isso, 99 e 2000 ali.
Antes disso, era só DC no cinema que funcionava. Sim. Com o Batman, primeiro do Tim Burton, depois os últimos Batmans, que tem o George Clooney e tal.
Sim, e foi legal que também outro filme que fez a Marvel estourar foi a questão do Iron Man, filme do Homem de Ferro, fez a Marvel decolar em questão de filme.
Which was not a very popular comic, yeah?
No.
It wasn't like... Spider-Man was a very famous comic book, probably the most famous one. With X-Men too. X-Men was very popular too. Let's not forget about X-Men, but X-Men was more based, I think, on the cartoon than on the comic books. When they made it to the movies.
And now, something interesting is that DC has been launching many movies, many characters that people actually don't know too much about, only if you are a fan. For example, Black Adam. Did you know about Black Adam?
I don't know. I don't know about Black Adam. I didn't know about Shazam.
Shazam too.
Which is a new one too. Actually, Suicide Squad. Of course, the Joker's part. It's not exactly part of Suicide Squad, but it's part of the comics, you know? And, of course, I've knew the Joker. But a lot of those characters, I didn't know before.
Yes. E uma coisa interessante é que viraram filmes, né, muito famosos antes de lançar. Por exemplo, eu vejo que hoje em dia a galera tá muito conectada nessa questão do filme do Shazam. O pessoal tá muito ansioso para assistir o Black Adam, que inclusive vai ser com The Rock, então já dá pra ver que o cara não vai ser pouca coisa, né?
Who is Black Adam? Do you know more about it?
Black Adam, or translated like Adão Negro, is a kind of villain, and he has a lot of powers. He has some spells. He's pretty strong. He has already battled against Superman. So he's a difficult guy. He's a tough guy.
He has battled against Superman.
Yeah,
it was a fair fight because Superman is ultra powerful, you know. And actually, that's something that I don't like about Superman. Yeah,
he's so strong.
It makes Superman ultra boring for me. Pra mim, isso é o que torna o Superman o super-herói mais entediante da DC. Me desculpem, fãs do Superman, mas o Superman é um tédio.
Sorry
porque
to
disappoint you. O Superman, ou ele é ultra poderoso, ele faz isso aqui, destrói tudo, né? Ou ele é muito apelão, ou se tem a Kryptonita em algum lugar, ele vira inútil, useless. He's ultra powerful, or he's completely useless. So it's very difficult to have like a balanced fight against Superman, yes. a interesting dispute.
But actually, the fight was fair enough. Eu acho que a luta foi bem justa, porque assim, uma das fraquezas do Superman, além da Kryptonita, é a magia. E o Adão Negro, ele tem poderes, né? Ele usa a magia. Então, assim, ao mesmo tempo que o Superman é apelão, o Adão Negro é apelão também pro Superman. Então, ficou uma briga justa ali, uma coisa equilibrada.
But Superman is going to be part of this movie from Black Adam? Or...
I don't think so. It will be a movie with Dwayne Johnson or The Rock. It will focus in the Black Adam. And there is also there's also the new movie of Aquaman. They will launch a second movie. And are you a fan of Aquaman? Do you like, for example, the actor?
I like the actor. I think he's very funny. Yes. I think the actor is probably the best thing about Aquaman, but I don't think it's that great. And you?
Oh, I think Aquaman was a beautiful movie. I really like it. When they launched the trailer of Aquaman, I was like, wow, it's insane, badass.
Very
you know? Nossa, cara, eu lembro que eu fui assistir no cinema e a galera tava assim, super sério. Que filme interessante. E eu tava lá, caraca, que filme foda, velho! É o Jason Momoa, velho! O Jason Momoa! Eu tinha cabelão na época, eu tava lá, eu também sou Aquaman! No, but that was great. And what about games? Have you ever played any game of DC?
I have never played actually, but like there are some very popular games from DC. Actually, yes. Batman is a very popular one.
There is the Batman game. Actually, there are two new games. There will be a game for the Suicide Squad, and there will be also a game.
Which version of the Suicide Squad? The last one.
I think the new one.
The new one.
If I'm not wrong, the new one. And there is also the new game of Gotham's Knight. It's the Batman universe, but not with the Batman.
Yes. So it's a video game about Batman without Batman. Like similar to the series.
Yes.
Gotham,
like
which
Gotham.
talks about the Gotham universe, but doesn't talk exactly about Batman.
Yes, actually. Exactly. In this game, they will focus more about the other characters like Robin, the Catwoman and people like this, but not Batman. Actually,
very good.
They
are trying, of course, those movies are making a lot of success nowadays, and they have been making success for a while, and they are trying to juice everything, you know that expression, to make as much money as they can with those movies. I think I love Batman, and have you watched the new trailer? Another important thing is that they just released the new trailer from the new Batman, which is going to be released next year. And the trailer is great. I think they are using the same type of soundtrack style as The Dark Knight,
yes.
Which for me is the greatest superhero movie or superhero trilogy of all time.
Yes.
Even the tone of the movie is very similar to the one from The Dark Knight.
Yes.
So I'm expecting good things. I'm not a big fan of Robert Pattinson, yeah?
Yes, o Edward, famoso Edward.
O Edward
Uma dúvida, ele vai
Twilight.
Ele vai brilhar nesse filme?
Tomara que não. Tomara que não. Eu saio do cinema se ele brilhar.
Não, mas ele vai brilhar como ator do Batman.
Actor, yes, I
Não
hope
brilhar
so.
igual o Edward. Mas assim, eu achei muito interessante o trailer do Batman, que inclusive, Zé, eu acho bem parecido com o Dark Knight, do Christopher Nolan. Inclusive, você gosta desse filme.
I like this movie. I really like. I think it is the best movie. As I just said, I think it is the best superhero movie of all time. But I'm a big fan of Batman in general, yeah? I have a history with Batman because actually the first Batman from Tim Burton from 1989 was one of the first movies I've watched in the cinema, yeah?
Oh.
And it was very impactful to me. And actually, it was very dark. I was scary. And the Joker was Jack Nicholson, which was great. He was just great.
Great actor.
He's the Joker had some great actors in the movies, like Heath Ledger in the last.
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, amazing in the solo Joker movie. Yes. Yeah. But I think Jack Nicholson in the first one was great. And because I was a kid, and because it was one of the first times that I was watching a movie in the cinema, it was very scary to me because the first Batman from Tim Burton was a dark version of Batman. Yes. Actually, the first two ones, they were very dark. Batman and Batman Returns, which were the two first ones. And then Joel Schumacher, which is another director, came, and he made the movie more colorful, more light, and then it got really, really bad in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Batman Forever, which the Batman is Val Kilmer, and Batman and Robin, which the Batman is George Clooney, are just awful, terrible. If you haven't watched it, you can watch just to have fun, because it's funny, but not it's funny, but it's not on purpose, you know. Involuntarily funny movie, very, very funny movie, but absolutely horrible. Yeah, have you watched those?
Just Batman and Robin, the old one.
Batman and Robin has the Two-Face. Yeah, it has actually. One of the characters is Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yes.
Jim Carrey. And Jim Carrey is actually doing very well in the movie. Yes. But the movie is
it's
bad.
Not that good.
But Batman and Robin is even worse. Yeah. And they have Bane in Batman and Robin.
Yes, that's true. E uma coisa interessante também, Zé, é que o Matt Reeves vai ser o diretor desse novo filme do Batman. Você lembra do Matt Reeves? Ele foi o diretor que fez aquele filme Planet of Apes, que, traduzindo, galera, seria o Planeta dos Macacos.
A nova versão, a última versão do Planeta dos Macacos.
A nova versão.
Porque
a antiga foi outro diretor.
A antiga do Charlton Heston, exatamente.
É uma proposta diferente.
Mas essa nova versão foi muito bem sucedida, do Planeta dos Macacos, foi o Matt Reeves. Então a expectativa é boa, a ideia é ser meio um filme noir. Vocês sabem o que é noir? Vem do francês, you know? Noir. Yeah, and it's the same in English, actually. There is no translation. But it's basically going to show Batman more as a detective, you know? Yes. That side of him. Probably is going to be even more realistic than the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Yes.
And the movie will launch next year, right? It will launch next year. And something interesting, actually the movie is expected to launch this year, right? 2021. Está previsto para lançar em 2021.
Ainda esse ano que vai ser lançado?
É a previsão, porém a gente pode esperar que possa vir em 2022. Não há uma certeza ainda. E uma coisa legal, quando você assistiu o trailer, você curtiu os vilões que apareceram, a galera que apareceu? Porque assim, a Mulher Gato não é vilã, mas também não é heroína.
Ela transita. Porque, na verdade, o universo ali de Gotham City, do crime, e daquele mundo cheio de mafiosos e tal, ele trabalha com essa dualidade. O Batman vai mais pro lado do herói, aí você tem os personagens que acabam indo pro lado do vilão. Naquele universo caótico, eles acabam sendo o oposto do Batman, que é o caso do Coringa, do Charada,
do próprio Pinguim.
E tem, dentro do universo do Batman, os personagens que transitam entre os dois. Mulher Gata é um deles. O Duas Caras é um deles, né? Sim. Ele não é ele era basicamente alguém que era um aliado do Batman, depois ele vira um inimigo, mas não é completamente um inimigo. E a Mulher Gato transita também entre os dois universos. She's a survivor, é uma sobrevivente.
And have you seen that the main villain of the movie is Charade?
Yes.
He is the main villain.
Which in the movie from Batman Forever, it was Jim Carrey, the one that we were talking.
Yes.
But it's going to be completely different because this is going to be a darker version. Yes. I was just saying that, for example, in Batman and Robin, we had Bane, who was the villain from the last Batman from Christopher Nolan, and it was completely different. Completely different.
True.
In Batman and Robin, he was a silly, he was a silly guy who worked with Uma Thurman, que era a Eva Venenosa, né? Era venenosa, né?
Yes.
And in the other movie, in the Christopher Nolan movie, The Batman Rises, The Dark Knight Rises actually, he was just a terrorist. He had a more realistic approach. He was a terrorist, and he was a very intelligent villain. He was not just a strong guy. He was different than that.
Yes, and something interesting to talk about is like the Justice League, because Zack Snyder, he has made a Snyder cut. Yes, he did.
He did a Snyder cut from Justice League movies.
Yes.
I actually haven't watched it yet. I've watched the original Justice League, the one.
Did you like?
No, I didn't like. I think it's I don't like DC, like the DC universe when it comes to putting everyone together. I like Batman, but I like the Batman with the Batman stories, and that's it. I think the Wonder Woman movie was very good, but I didn't like Justice League. But everybody that has watched the Snyder Cut say that it's much better. What did you think?
Esse filme ficou sensacional, Zé. O Snyder Cut, na minha opinião, assim, foi além das expectativas, porque particularmente eu achei horrível o primeiro Liga da Justiça.
Mas ele jogou, mas como é que pode melhorar tanto? Jogou no lixo tudo que tava no filme original? Não é possível.
Mas a qualidade do filme veio diferente. Alguns detalhes mudaram, então ele adicionou alguns detalhes a mais no filme que foram cortados, né? Para que o filme ficasse algo assim mais fácil de vender e que atraísse um público mesmo que não fosse tão fã da DC.
Pra não ficar tão longo também no cinema.
E aí,
tem quanto tempo?
Agora com o Snyder Cut, 4 horas de filme. Então, assim, ficou um Senhor dos Anéis versão estendida aí. Eu vejo até por exemplo, o vilão ali, que chegou... O primeiro vilão do filme, que é o Lobo da Steppe, né? Sim. Ele aparece procurando as caixas maternas. A princípio, no primeiro filme, eu achei muito fraquinho, assim, até a vestimenta do vilão tava bem...
Nem desenvolve também.
Isso, o Darkseid estava bem chulo, assim, sabe? Eu não achei tão interessante. Agora, já nessa versão do Snyder Cut, foi muito mais atrativo. It was incredible. In my opinion.
I'm going to try to watch. Because, a lot of people told me that it's much better, but I didn't really believe. Because it's like, the regular version is already a long movie. It was already 2 hours and a half, almost 3 hours of movies. And now this Snyder Cut version has 4 hours of movies.
It's longer.
It's longer. It's 1 hour longer, but I thought the other one was so bad that I was like, 1 hour more is not going to save, but apparently it saves the movie.
Yeah, it saves the movie. And just something important to talk about is the Flash movie. Have you seen the trailer? Have you watched it?
I've watched the trailer, and Batman is going. Ben Affleck is going
to appear. He will participate of this movie of Flash.
And actually, Ben Affleck, what do you think of him as a Batman? Do you like?
I like him. He was the same Batman of Superman and Batman, versus Superman.
Yes.
I like him.
It's an older Batman. Yeah.
I remember Do You Bleed? Famous scene, yes.
Very good. Yeah, and I think I don't like the version of Batman, as I just said. I don't like the version of Batman vs Superman and the version of not the Avengers, the Justice League. I don't like it. But I don't like the movies. But I think it's very unfair to Ben Affleck that he was not able to participate in a good Batman version, because I think he's a great Batman. I think he's a very good actor. I like the way he approaches Batman.
Yes.
But the movies that he participated as Batman, I don't like that much.
Yeah, it was unfair with him.
Yes, kind of unfair. He was a good Batman, not a George Clooney or Val Kilmer who were terrible, but yeah, he was good.
He was good. And basically that's it, guys. We'd like to talk about Batman. We'd like to present you some news about DC FanDome. And that's all about our podcast, episode number 3. Então, muito obrigado por assistirem. Obrigado, Zé, por participar.
Valeu, pô!
E, pessoal, sigam a gente nas redes, assistam os nossos vídeos. Tem no YouTube, tem na Apple Podcast. Procurem também os cortes desse podcast no TikTok. Sigam todas as nossas redes.
A gente tá no TikTok?
A gente tá no TikTok.
Pô, cara, nem sabia que eu tava no TikTok.
A gente tá famoso. Faz a dancinha, Zé. Faz a dancinha do TikTok.
Nem sei que dancinha do TikTok.
Também não sei, mas eu tô inventando aqui.
Very good.
Pessoal, então é isso. Muito obrigado por assistirem. See you in the next episode. Thank you very much.
See you guys. Bye. See you.
Hey folks, how are you? Fala galera, tudo bem? Como que vocês estão? Tudo certo? Vocês estão curtindo o nosso podcast? Pessoal, não se esqueçam de se inscrever no nosso canal, curtir os nossos vídeos, comentar, falar sobre os temas que vocês gostariam que fosse falado aqui no podcast e compartilhar com seus amigos. Beleza, pessoal? Nos sigam em todas as redes disponíveis e até a próxima. Bye bye, see you!